Hello and welcome to Tune In to Wellness Today. My name is Lisa Marie and I am the host of today's show. If you have been watching Tune In to Wellness Today for the last 3 years, you know that I have introduced to you, the community, 180 natural wellness and holistic providers, introducing to you a myriad of natural wellness services, products, and modalities. Well, today I am shifting this show up just a little bit, and I will be introducing to you 3 magnificent women who work in our animal advocacy world. These women do incredible rescue work, as well as educational programs and healing programs that help not only the animals to heal, but also help people to heal. My first guest today is Sydney Cross from Out of the Pits. Out of the Pits is an animal rescue for pit bulls. Sydney has a dual major. She graduated with a dual major in biology and physical education. She was a veterinary technician for 8 years, and currently she's an adjunct professor at SUNY Cobleskill. In addition to that, she does incredible volunteer work for Out of the Pits. Welcome, Sydney.
Thank you very much for having us.
Thank you for being here. And with us, we have Hero as well.
Yes.
And Hero is a rescued pit bull.
That's correct.
Could you give us a little bit of his story, please?
Sure. On him in general?
On him in general first.
All right. He was from a raid in Vermont. An animal control officer had tried multiple times to get dogs away from a dog fighter. He claimed he was a person that was breeding dogs for weight pull, but of course that was a cover for it. So she had seized the dogs twice, but he had come up with the money to get them back. So we were kind of on hold because it was winter time, and she said they didn't have enough room in their local facilities to handle 20 dogs. So we were kind of on hold, but then we never heard from him, never heard from her. Finally, in September, it'll be 2 years this year, she called and said that she finally had the dogs. And because it was Child Protective was involved, so they actually made it a more impactful case so that the dogs couldn't go back to them. So it was one of the dogs were in some of the worst condition that we've ever had dogs, little puppies with just hide stretched over bone. Hero himself had no hair from his shoulders back. He had a terrible yeast infection. He ended up having MRSA, and it was over 3 months before we could even vaccinate him from the shape that he was in. So we took the dogs, I evaluated the dogs. We were able to take 7 of them, and the others I found spots for in different rescues that were pit bull people. So
we're going to talk a lot about the rescue work you do and the educational programs, but I do want to bring up something to the public now, and at any point correct me if I'm incorrect, but it's my understanding that the American Pit Bull Terrier was America's favorite dog.
Absolutely.
At one time.
Yeah.
And that changed somewhere along the way with what I would like to term evil people. And I just use that word. And my understanding is that the pit bull became known as a dog for the fighting ring because of their extraordinarily large jaws.
No, actually not.
Okay.
Way back in the day, the pit bull was called the butcher's dog. So the butchers would have the dogs, and they would, when they were going to dispatch a bull, let's say, they would use a pit bull to grab it by the nose and hold it until they got there. So they got their name as a butcher's dog. But people always, man is always looking for something to make money and bet on. So people started recognizing that the dogs could be pitted against bulls and bears. So pit bull is actually a term of a bulldog in a pit, where they pitted them against bulls and bears. So they're first and foremost a companion and a working dog, but then through their courage, that's what they started doing. It's sort of like the gladiators, they would have them. So when that became banned, they started pitting them against other dogs. So there's, a history in the world of cockfighting and dog fighting. Other countries have other dogs that they use, not necessarily pit bulls.
Okay.
Japan has different breeds that they use. So their first and foremost claim to fame is their love of people. The nanny dog was their claim to fame. So a lot of people think that if a dog has been in that situation, that it isn't going to be a good companion, or it isn't going to be a good pet, or it's going to be dangerous in the public. And their feeling for other dogs has nothing to do with their feeling for people at all. And only a small percentage don't do well in general. So, but there's lots of breeds, like your little terrier breeds. You wouldn't want to have a whole bunch of them in a room together,
Right.
So people don't realize that a lot of times is that a lot of different dogs have, propensity for not enjoying each other.
Well, absolutely. And with these, and I think it's a very strong message to put out there, is that animals innately are loving beings, and that only with the pit bulls, because they're tortured, starved, tails cut, ears cut, beaten, do they become aggressive?
They don't become aggressive ever to people.
Not to
Yeah.
people, no.
Yeah.
In the dog fighting
Yeah.
ring
Yeah.
is what I
Yeah.
want to specify. No,
Yeah.
as far as pit bull dogs, they're known as the Velcro dog, right?
That's exactly
so
right.
they're very
Yeah.
loyal dogs. They
Yeah.
cling to you. They
Yes.
stick to you. It's wonderful. Now, thank you for clarifying
Sure.
that. I really appreciate that.
Sure. It's a fallacy in the world, basically. So we're fighting hard to help people know the real deal, basically.
Well, true. There's states.
Yeah.
I know the state of Maryland at one time banned pit bulls altogether. I think they've changed that, but I'm not sure. So it's ignorance, of course, which is one of the
Absolutely.
reasons why I have you on here now.
Yeah.
Out of the Pits does incredible work in their rescue work. Not only regionally, you've expanded from regional rescue to national rescue.
Mm-hmm.
So please tell the audience what it is that you're doing from a national perspective.
Well, we get 1,000 calls and emails a week asking us to take dogs, and some of those are from large national organizations like HSUS or ASPCA or Animal Rescue Corps. They'll contact us when they have a raid, let's say. So they'll either I've been flown down to evaluate dogs in different areas. Like the 367 was the most recent one. It was 367 dogs taken in 3 states, and so we went down. We ended up taking 12 of those dogs. Sometimes we can only take 1, but because of the magnitude of the dogs that are available, we take them as we have space. So we work from home first, and then we work nationally as people need help with us.
It's amazing that you do that. When you take these dogs, where do they actually go?
Well, it depends on if the dog. We would love to have a lot more foster homes, but as it is right now, we have 4 what we call quarantine fosters. So those people only take dogs that we have concerns about, like would have kennel cough or things like that we couldn't have them be around the other dogs. So they take them into their homes, these folks who are a giant blessing for us. They take them into their homes, they get them well, and then we can either put them in a foster if we have it available, or we have a very good kennel that we use that they can go where we have somebody that lives there and they can come in and out all day, and we have
Wonderful.
big paddocks, and she works very hard to make them have a life that's a real life before they get their forever home.
Wonderful. You have a therapy certification program for therapy dogs.
Yes.
And Hero is one of those.
Yes, he is.
Dogs, correct?
Yes, he is.
He's certified therapy dog.
Yes.
And to my understanding, you are going into schools in the Capital District, in Massachusetts, and in Connecticut. Tell us what you're doing with the school programs. What's your initiative with that?
Our initiative is, New York State has a humane education requirement. So the therapy dogs you can never get paid for using your therapy dogs in school. You have to, especially with Therapy Dog International, they all have to be volunteer. We all have to be volunteer to do it. So schools will satisfy their humane education criteria as well as having the dogs come in. So we have a lot of teams of therapy dogs. One of our primary thing is about dog safety with children, because most everybody doesn't really know how to meet a dog. We were told from an early age to meet each other, look in the eyes, shake hands. With a dog, you avert your eyes, you offer your hand. If everything's okay, you go under the chin. But we tend to meet dogs like we meet people, and dogs are offended by us looking in the eye. It's not within their repertoire of understanding when dogs look at us. So lots of people, adults included, don't have an idea about how to meet a dog. So if we teach children from a very early age, we do everything from preschool to college age, and if we help people to understand the correct way to meet a dog, then you have less opportunity for somebody to get bitten. And a lot of times it's dogs can only be dogs. And what's going on with the dog is always on this end of the leash. So if we help people to understand that it's dogs are from Venus and we're from Mars, kind of a thing, we talk different languages. But if we can talk their language, there's a lot more cohesiveness
That's
in that.
beautiful.
Yeah.
You're also very much involved in a fabulous spay and neuter program. How many animals? It was a little over 1,000 that you've spayed neutered?
It's up to about 1,060 now.
Wow.
And these are not the dogs that we've placed, these are the public's dogs. So one of our members thought it would be called Fixable, so we call it Fixable.
Fixable. Love it.
We thought we
Great.
might get like 1 dog a month, and we ended up getting like almost a dog a day, to be spayed and neutered.
These
So,
are free spayed or neuters.
free and low cost. So
Okay.
the free you have to wait a little longer because it's harder to get in line for
Of
that.
course.
But the low cost, which is a minimal fee, we can get those in, pretty quickly. So we placed around 260 dogs. Last year we did like 190 pit bulls, but so the 1,000 dogs are outside dogs that people have rescued or adopted and
they
need
need
to
a
be
little
spayed or
financial
neutered.
support.
Yeah, one in 800 of these dogs get a home. So the shelters are just full of them. So if we have less being born, less will die.
1 in 800 pit bulls.
Yep, roughly get a home. Yeah.
So that leaves a huge percentage of being euthanized.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. And that's one of the things we do is educate people as to who they are. And oftentimes people will say, "Should every home in America have one?" And I say no, because a lot of them don't deserve to. So they're a dog that it's a working breed. If you live an active life and you want a dog to share your life, it's awesome. They're brilliant physical dogs that love to bike with you and hike with you and play frisbee. We have dogs that are doing kayaking and everything. It's great when they send pictures of them. So
that is
But
wonderful.
if you want a couch potato dog, a greyhound is a great dog for
A
you.
greyhound is good for
Greyhound
that.
is
That
great
right.
for a couch potato. So it's always good. When we're adopting, we want the match to be correct. So it's not about getting dogs out. It's about having dogs stay out and then have them come back to us in 15 years and get another dog. So
Right.
so we say welcome to the family, and then they have we do any behavioral work for free. A lot of them people that want to go to classes, they can go for free and that type of thing. So that we want to support the person so they can reach us at 1 in the morning if they have a question. So
How many dogs a year do you rehome?
it sort of depends on the year and the need. We've adopted, year before last we did like 260. Last year we did about 190. So it depends. When we started it, the lady and I that started it were kind of dinosaurs in it. We were really excited to have placed 1 dog a month. And now we have, young professional people. We have like 50,000 people on our Facebook page. I don't do Facebook. I have administrators that do it. God bless them. And but it's getting the word out. We don't let anything negative be on our Facebook. This is only for a positive view of the dogs. We don't do any back and forth things about other rescues and people. If the administrators see that, they're to take it down right away. They give them my number. I can talk to them if they'd like to. So.
Great. So you rehome dogs, you do spay neuter programs, free or low cost, you do education in school systems. This takes a lot of tenacity and a lot of patience, and I just want to thank you for all the work that you do on behalf of these dogs. Before we wrap up, I want to make sure that the audience knows that these animal companions, these dogs, are great healing dogs, and that they help people, who are depressed, to feel better. They help people get up out of bed in the morning.
Absolutely.
Because you have to get up and take your dog for a walk, right?
That's right.
So
Yes.
they help bring blood pressure down, right? So,
That's right.
Into a good, loving home, these beautiful animals will do wonderful healing work for people as well.
And finally, the medical field and all of the fields are finally recognizing the huge importance of animals, both cats and dogs and other animals, in folks' lives, and how they live longer. The people live longer, the dogs live longer. They're finally recognizing that this is a really amazing bond.
And
for
that
everyone.
animals happen to be, my own personal opinion, and I'll put it out there, so much more intelligent than we are from an emotional standpoint. They just get it.
And they live every day like we were designed to.
Unconditional love, and they
Absolutely.
live every day like we were
Yep.
designed to. Thank you so much for you and your
Thank
team, for all that you do. 1994, you started out of the pits.
That's right.
You're still going forward, and I am greatly appreciative. Thank you.
We appreciate that so much. Thank you for the
Thank you.
opportunity to be here.
If you would like to support Out of the Pits, whether financially, by helping out with donations, or by adopting a dog, I encourage you to go to outofthepits.org, reach out to Sydney, and learn more. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you.
Today, my second guests are Tina Riley and Donna Beck from Orange Street Cats. Orange Street Cats is an organization originally founded in Albany, New York as a rescue for cats, and we're going to hear all about that in a moment. Firstly, Tina Riley works for our New York State Tax and Finance Department. Don't hold her accountable to that though, okay? We know all about tax and finance. She's also a super duper foster cat mom and a cat mom herself, and she's very responsible with a spay and neuter program, and we're going to hear a little bit more about that. Donna comes to us as a retired banking and finance professional. She's the treasurer of Orange Street Cats, and she also works within the organization on the board. Welcome, Tina. Welcome, Donna.
Thank you for having us.
Thank you for being here.
it.
This is wonderful. Orange Street Cats has done such amazing work in Albany. And one thing I want to talk about is something that I had learned about recently is this saving of 70 cats. With a situation in downtown Albany. I don't know if something happened at the house or the, what was that all about, Donna?
The building was condemned, and there were actually 80 cats.
80 cats.
And it was necessary to find a home, a safe place for each one of them. And that ties into our mission. We are dedicated to providing medical care and healing homes, foster homes, for cats until they find a forever home.
So they find that is beautiful. I want to talk about FIV for a moment, Tina,
Yes.
because FIV, even to this day, people believe that's a death sentence for the cat. So would you speak about what that is? We all know it's a virus, but what that is, and why it's not a death sentence
Correct.
anymore.
We as a group decided to take in cats and kittens that are FIV positive because we feel like every cat deserves a chance. Every cat deserves a loving home. And unfortunately, a lot of veterinarians believe the myth that FIV is a death sentence. And sometimes the in-house tests can be incorrect. So unfortunately, a lot of these cats are euthanized, which makes me very sad because close to my heart is Mr. Herman.
Oh, he's so cute.
And he is FIV positive. He is a wonderful, wonderful cat, a loving, sweet companion, and he lives in my house safely with all of my other cats who are FIV negative. The only way that the disease is transmitted is through deep penetrating bite wounds, and as long as all the cats in the household are spayed and neutered, which they should be, and get along, everyone's fine. He shares litter boxes, food bowls, water, treats, laps. They share my lap, and they wrestle, they play, just like a wonderful, beautiful, regular kitty.
So what you're saying is you cannot contact or contract FIV from saliva,
Correct.
from urine,
Right.
from feces, from contact.
Correct.
It's a deep wound.
Penetrating bite
Bite.
wound.
Period.
And,
Okay.
the virus only lives for seconds outside of the body.
Okay.
Most of these FIV positive cats live long, healthy lives and, die, unfortunately, of the same causes that FIV negative cats. So it's really not anything to really worry too much about. I think people hear FIV and they think, oh, it's feline AIDS, it's a death sentence, but he thrives. He's beautiful.
He is beautiful.
He goes to adoption clinics, and we have information on FIV positive cats. He's loving and friendly, and it makes me feel really sad to think, had he fallen into the wrong hands of a veterinarian that decided that he wasn't worthy of a life just like every other cat, he would have been euthanized. And I just love him.
That's
I
why we
just
have
love
you
him.
here today. This is a great educational
Yeah.
piece for people to understand that you can
Thank
adopt
you.
an
Yes.
FIV cat and have a long, sustainable life for
Right.
that cat. That is wonderful. Donna, Orange Street Cats, huge organization. You're rescuing kittens, older senior cats, and everything in between. And you're rescuing them from everywhere?
Yes, we do. We really have cats that have been left behind, forgotten, abused, and it may be more cost effective to limit our rescues to cats of a certain age and those that are in fairly good health. We do not do that. As Tina said, we believe that every cat has the opportunity to have a good life. So we will attend to the needs of cats that are homeless, who have been abandoned or abused or injured. And those with medical needs, we attend to all of those and then help them heal in a safe environment. And then we work with the public to move them into a forever home. We do share the education points that Tina was discussing with the public. We have clinics where we help people understand what the background is of HIV and how you can have a safe home with both a negative and positive cat together.
That is beautiful. Well, we talked a few moments ago about the 80 cats, and I'm sorry, I thought it was 70s, the 80 cats. How does one rescue those, Tina? For example, you have to cage them somehow, or trap them is the
Absolutely.
term. But I want to clarify with people what that means. So how do you engage a cat to walk into this little cage
That
you're
can be
gonna-
very difficult.
right? Exactly.
That can be a very difficult process because sometimes when that happens, the cats are really frightened. They're scared, so they're
course.
hiding and they're nervous. So what we do is we use this practice a lot to catch kittens, or like we were talking about abused cats. We will set up traps. They're have a heart safe traps with something really nice and smelly that draws the cat in, and we just wait. We just wait and wait and wait, and sometimes we're successful. And sometimes we're not, so we wait the next day, and then we wait the next night, and then the day after that, until we get them.
I want to clarify that for people who are listening, the amount of time that rescue advocates put out there of their own personal time is just incredible. Donna, we have a spay-neuter program. You have a spay-neuter program.
Yes.
Is
we
that
do.
open to the public or for just the animals that you are rescuing?
That's for the animals that we are rescuing.
Okay.
And we not only have the spay-neuter program, but we also take care of some cases with extensive medical needs. And we bring our cats through, they're all spayed and neutered, and then they're cared, they get their shots, and we do not let them go until they're healthy.
Wonderful.
And we work hard to match the individual animal to the family that they're going to.
Beautiful.
We don't expect our cats to conform to a specific style. And people who come in, some of them are interested in an active cat, some of them are interested in a more calm and careful cat. So we work with that. And the environments, whether they'll be a dog or other animals, we work with our cats before they are in their new home to make sure that we're making the best match.
I love that, and I'm so glad you brought that up because I, as a cat owner myself and an animal lover, I've had dogs, I have cats, I love all animals, but people who meet my cats and have for years say, wow, your cat has a personality. I thought cats just lied around and slept all day. And I'm like, well, no, they come on call by their name. They're very smart. I think people are really, many people just really do not understand that each cat has its own personality, that they're highly intelligent, just like a dog and all other animals, really. And for some reason, people think cats just kind of like, lie around.
Right.
They don't have much of a person. So it's really good to know that they have bioindividuality, just like humans do, right? Bioindividuality, different personalities, and that you match those. That's beautiful. Making sure it's a good fit. So
We advocate for the cats and the kittens that we care for. And in some cases, they've just been homeless. In other cases, they have greater needs. But we have spent many hours at the vet's office, many hours, sleepless nights, where we're just sitting with them, helping them feel calm, safe, and help them heal. Some cases, it's an emotional healing. So there's a lot to taking care of these wonderful animals.
absolutely. Tina, there are benefits that all animals give to humans. So as you are a rescue advocate, you are helping these animals.
Correct.
But animals help us
They
as
help
well.
me. They do.
They help all of us, and they give us, so much in return. Unconditional love, as we spoke about,
Yes.
with
They love us. They just love us
They
no
love
matter
us
what.
unconditionally, but they help also cats with blood pressure, lowering blood pressure, pulling people out of depression. So what else?
Well, I like that you pointed out that they do love us unconditionally, and I know that no matter what kind of day I'm having, a good day, a bad day, a happy day, a sad day, they love me. And I think love is the greatest healer.
Absolutely.
They love me, they're there for me, it's unconditional. I love coming home to them. I really do. I love coming home. And
I know with my cats that they're very intuitive, and I said when I was talking to Sydney that animals are very intuitive. They're what I call the EI, emotional intelligence,
Right.
is very high. And I know if I'm having a bad day, a sad day. No, it's not a bad day, but a sad day. Maybe I have tears coming down my cheeks. My cats are up on that sofa with me immediately, comforting me.
I know.
So that's healing.
That's healing.
That's a healing aspect.
Also, with children, whether it's a child that has anxieties about what they're doing, or a child that's been bullied, or a child that is healing themselves, whether that's emotionally or physically, the cats and the kittens give them a feeling that there's someone who's close, who's not judging them, and that they're very special in the eyes of that animal. So the cats bring more to us than we bring to them.
Absolutely. Thank you for saying that, Donna. I wholeheartedly agree. And I really appreciate the work that Orange Street Cats is doing. You, too, Diane, and everyone else that helps with that organization, because it's incredible work. Thank you so much for
Oh,
what
thank
you do.
you.
Thank you for having us on.
If you would like to support Orange Street Cats either financially or by adopting a kitten or a senior cat or a middle-aged cat, I highly encourage you to go on to orangestreetcats.org and reach out to these lovely ladies. Thank you. Well, I certainly do hope you enjoyed listening to Donna and Tina and did take down some notes that you can reach out to them. As you know, I've spoken to you in the past about essential oils and the healing benefits of essential oils with humans. I want you to understand that essential oils, natural 100% essential oils, are also very healing and beneficial to our non-human animals as well, our cats, our dogs, our horses, and our farm animals. So I am offering you an opportunity to receive a dog and cat reference essential oil chart from me for free. All you need to do is send me an email, lisamarie@inspiringwellnesssolutions.com. I'd be glad to send that to you. And of course, if you have any questions once you receive that, do give me a call, 518-292-8767. I look forward to hearing from you. Until next time, be happy, be healthy, and live abundantly. Thank you.